Okay, another little bit of hopefully useful information, just to show you something that I carry with me again. I already covered my bag of tricks for my mono case that I use with, you know, traveling with different bands and things like that. But I wanted to show you something else cool that I travel with. This is actually a good reason to show it, is that there's a rubber band holding it that I carry in that little green package. Um, these aren't made that well. I'm not going to say they're terrible, but they get abused. Um, but they're cheap, right? You can get these online, and I like the really thin ones because they slip right in my case. I originally bought a bunch of these at Harbor Freight, and then you can also try to find them online and stuff like that. Harbor Freight doesn't carry the thin ones anymore, but these are super cool because you could put a bunch of picks in there, and that's what I have. So, in here I've got, this is from my Bad Animals case, and I've got actually no, this is from my mono case that has a little bit of everything. Right, held up the wrong one. Bad Animals picks, Bad Animals picks, Bad Animals picks, Bad Animals picks. We give so many out at shows, and I go through picks. I don't like to use picks for very long. As soon as they start getting a little bit of wear on them, I kind of find them irritating, and I want smoothness, so I switch them out. So this is in my case for the Bad Animals and Emerald Rising. So here's the Emerald Rising picks right through here, and then so I got a bunch, and I've got more on hand if I gave all these away, which would never happen. And this is an assortment of different picks: Tom Cavanaugh Sons of Infinity picks, TC Cross picks, Lita Ford picks. Just sometimes people come up to me and be like, "Hey, I'm a pick collector. Do you have any more of those Almost Queen picks?" And sometimes I'll have one in here. I'll find one around. I'll throw it in here. These are for giveaways also. And then these are medium picks. These are medium picks that are used for some of the softer songs that I play, and sometimes acoustic guitar. But some of the other gigs I do, I'll sometimes use these. Um, and then in here, I've got a bunch of the jazz picks that I use. The what are the Jim Dunlop? Yeah, Jim Dunlop XLs, the Jazz 3 XLs. So that's what's in there. And then go over a little bit more. And I've got a collection of my heavier Bent Pussycat picks and Pop Smart picks. I'm really, really lucky to have picks made by a company called Intune Guitar Picks, Intune GP, and they have been making my picks since around 2005. This is what they look like up close. You can see their little logo. I encourage you to go to their website if you ever need picks. These are the grip axes that I use with Sons of Infinity, and it's got the Sons of Infinity logo on it, and my name, and website, and things like that. So these are super cool. They also made my scarecrow picks, and they make my Johnny Cash picks. So there's my Johnny Cash picks. On the back, it's got my name. And then they also made, when I was in TC Cross, they made my TC Cross picks with my name on the back. They make, when I was in Bent Pussycat, they made my Bent Pussycat picks. There's a little Bent Pussycat logo. So they made all the picks for all the different bands I've been in, and that's a lot. They make my Rockabilly picks, they make the Backseat Devils, they make the Wild Card picks, all the different picks that I use. Some are here, some are not. Scarecrow, I don't know if I said that already. Here's the other. Sometimes they give me a bunch of different designs, and this is the Walking the Line Thomas Cavanaugh black ones, because Johnny Cash, the Man in Black. These are mostly the ones I use. The ones you see here, I occasionally use for certain things, but mostly I use the other ones. So this slips nicely into the back of my mono case. There's a really great little space in the back of the case to put stuff, and this goes in. And before gigs, this comes out, and I take whatever picks, put them on top of my amp. I have a few actually for some of the other cases. I think on the bottom it says picks. What does it say? Picks. Oh, this picks. Okay, this is my other mono case. This is electric picks from my other mono case, and this has just Bad Animals picks and some jazz picks. The reason I got into collecting this stuff, and I took this out off my shelf to show you. This is in the shelf in my music room. This is the original pick collector I had box, going back to 17 years old. Pretty much beginning of September of my senior year in high school, I went to a place in the mall that doesn't exist anymore, and the mall doesn't even exist anymore. And I was like, I got this cool pick collection of picks, and I use all sorts of different picks. And I bought a couple of different sizes of these, and I still have these all these years later. This is like, quite a number of years old. This is a collection of all my picks, different picks I've used. It's got Almost Queen picks and Tom Cavanaugh picks, picks I used as a kid, Rhino Caravan picks, the Mess picks, Christine Vasquez picks, Sunset Studios, TC Cross, Backseat Devils, Almost Queen. It's got they're rusted now. I've had them for so many years and sweat on them. I've got these different kind of picks there that are banjo picks and steel string picks. So this is just something I collect my own picks in, and I keep it on a shelf up here in my studio, in my practice room. So I do have a pick collection, which I did start doing some videos on. But I really suggest, as a musician, you grab some of these. They're cheap. They were like $1. Maybe now they're $2 because I bought them years ago. But like the $2 maybe went up. And you can find them online. And they slip right in the back of the mounted case or your soft case. They're really great. Their picks pretty much stay in there. I'm not going to say they're 100%. The rubber bands do help the picks from not jumping into other boxes. So that's a little pick thing. Those picks are in my 12-string case, has a set. So I have one of these, and I have all the picks that I would use with my 12-string. My acoustic rig has them. My Johnny Cash rig, I just open them up and have all the picks at my disposal, very quick to get, very simple to use.